Welcome, dear friends, to our exploration of the spiritual meanings of ear ringing. Today, we will dive deeply into this fascinating phenomenon, which many cultures and spiritual traditions interpret as messages from the divine or signs from the universe. Our journey through these interpretations will not only aim to enlighten, but also to provide you with tools to understand and integrate these messages into your daily life. In our first part, we focus on the general spiritual interpretations of ear ringing. Have you ever experienced a sudden, unexplained ringing in your ears? Often this can be dismissed as a medical phenomenon, known as tinnitus. However, in spiritual circles, such occurrences are viewed through a different lens. They are considered significant, believed to be signals or guidance from a higher realm. Traditionally, the right ear ringing is often interpreted as a positive affirmation from the universe. It is thought to mean that the universe is speaking in agreement with your thoughts, or perhaps that good news is on its way to you. How does it feel to think that a simple ring in your ear could be an affirmative message from the cosmos? Next time when you hear this ringing, take a moment to notice your thoughts at that time. Were they positive, hopeful? Were you thinking about a decision or a direction in your life? The alignment of these thoughts with the ringing might be more than mere coincidence. Conversely, ringing in the left ear has a different spiritual connotation. It is often viewed as a caution, a sign to reevaluate the path you are on or the decisions you are about to make. It could also be a nudge to pay closer attention to your intuition, warning you about negative energies or influences. This perspective invites you to consider, what if our physical senses are tuned to perceive subtle energies and signals that guide our spiritual journey? How might this awareness change the way you respond to such experiences? Moreover, the tone and frequency of the ringing can also hold meaning. A high-pitched tone is said to indicate spiritual growth, high energy, or a call to higher consciousness. In contrast, a low-pitched ring might suggest that you are energetically grounding or that there is a need to pay more attention to your physical surroundings. Imagine that these frequencies are tuning you into different dimensions of perception. How do you resonate with these vibrations? This understanding invites us to not merely pass off ear ringing as a benign or annoying physical symptom, but to listen more deeply. What could the universe be trying to tell you? This shift in perception requires us to not only hear, but to listen, truly listen, to the subtle frequencies of the universe. As we conclude this first part of our discussion, I encourage you to reflect on the last time you experienced ear ringing. What were your initial thoughts? Did you consider the possibility that it might be a spiritual communication? If this concept is new to you, I invite you to pay close attention the next time it occurs. Notice the circumstances, your thoughts, your feelings, and see if there might be a message waiting for you in that mysterious sound. Resonance revealed. Unveiling the mystical meanings of ear, ringing across cultures and within. In this segment of our exploration, we aim to delve deeper into the cultural and historical contexts of ear ringing, uncovering the rich tapestry of meanings that diverse traditions have woven around this phenomenon. This exploration will not only broaden our understanding but also connect us with the wisdom of ages past, providing deeper insights into how our ancestors perceived and interacted with such mystical experiences. Many cultures around the world have attributed specific spiritual or mystical significance to the experience of ear ringing. Take, for instance, the ancient belief systems of the East. In Hinduism, ear ringing is sometimes considered an omen. Depending on the time and the ear affected, it could signify an auspicious or inauspicious event. What if you could view your own experiences of ear ringing through this lens of ancient wisdom? How might it alter your interpretation of these moments? Similarly, in Buddhism, A ringing in the ear might be seen as a signal to deepen one's meditation practice, suggesting that one is receiving a celestial message to focus more intently on their spiritual journey. Imagine integrating this perspective into your life. How might a simple physical sensation prompt you to engage more deeply with your spiritual practices? Moving to the West, ancient Romans had a saying, "Left ear to love, right ear to spite," suggesting that ringing in each ear had its own distinct message from the social environment. This belief embeds the phenomenon in everyday social interactions and emotional landscapes. Could it be that our ancestors were attuned to a realm of subtle energies that we, in our modern, fast-paced world, have learned to ignore or dismiss? In addition to these cultural insights, it's important to consider the personal significance that ear ringing might hold. Each person's spiritual journey is unique, and so too are the ways they might interpret and integrate these experiences. What if the ringing in your ears was a personal signpost on your spiritual path, uniquely tailored to guide you? How would you begin to decode this message? Furthermore, this phenomenon can also be a prompt for self-inquiry and personal growth. When your ears ring, it might be an opportune moment to pause and reflect on your current emotional state, your thoughts, or your environment. Could this be a call to mindfulness, a reminder to tune into a moment of presence? As we reflect on these cultural and personal dimensions of ear ringing, it's clear that this common experience can serve as a gateway to a more profound understanding of our place in the world and the unseen forces that guide us. It invites us to connect with traditions and insights that reach back through the ages, offering us wisdom that can help navigate our modern lives. As we wrap up this part of our discussion, I invite you to consider the last time you experienced ear ringing. Did you feel an emotional or spiritual significance attached to it? Perhaps next time you might pause and consider not only what ancient wisdom suggests, but also what your intuition might be telling you. Could there be a hidden depth to these moments that you are now ready to explore? Awakening the soul. Practical pathways to engage with ear ringing as spiritual communication. In this part of our exploration, we transition from cultural interpretations and personal reflections to more practical applications. Here we will discuss how one can actively engage with and interpret the signals of ear ringing as spiritual communications. This is about moving from passive reception of these messages to active dialogue with the spiritual realm. Let's explore how to transform our responses to ear ringing from mere reactions into profound interactions with the deeper aspects of our existence. When you notice the ringing in your ears, the first step is to cultivate a moment of awareness. This involves acknowledging the experience without immediate judgment or fear. By creating a space of neutrality, you allow yourself to be open to any messages or insights that might arise. How can you cultivate such awareness in your everyday life? It begins with the simple act of noticing, paying attention not just to the sound itself but to your surroundings, your physical sensations, and your emotional state at that moment. Once you have acknowledged the ringing, the next step is to listen intentionally. This doesn't mean merely hearing the sound. It involves an active engagement with what this sensation might be trying to communicate. Here, meditation can be an invaluable tool. By quieting the mind, you become more receptive to subtle signals. Meditation can also help you differentiate between random physical occurrences and meaningful spiritual communications. Have you ever considered that meditation might tune your senses to perceive more than what is visible or tangible? Additionally, journaling after experiencing ear ringing can be highly beneficial. Write down the time, the ear affected, the sound's nature, and what you were doing or thinking about at that moment. Over time, this record might reveal patterns or specific triggers related to spiritual messages. What if these written records could become a map, guiding you to deeper self-understanding and spiritual awareness. Another practical approach is to explore the symbolism of ear ringing within your cultural or spiritual framework. For example, if you follow a specific spiritual path, how does it interpret sensory phenomena like ear ringing? Engaging with spiritual texts or teachings can provide insights and enhance your understanding of your experiences. How might these traditional insights illuminate your personal experiences? Furthermore, discussing your experiences with a spiritual mentor or a like-minded community can also be enlightening. Sometimes, an outside perspective can offer clarity or validation of your interpretations. Have you ever shared such experiences with others? And if so, what additional insights did they provide? As we continue to explore these practical steps, it's important to remember that the ultimate goal is not just to seek meanings, but to foster a deeper connection with the spiritual dimensions of life. This process is about enhancing your attunement to the subtle and often overlooked communications from the universe. As we conclude this segment of our discussion, reflect on how these practical steps could be integrated into your spiritual practice. Could these actions help you transform ear ringing from a curious anomaly into a profound spiritual dialogue? Echoes of the Cosmos. Unveiling the spiritual depths of ear. Ringing in this concluding part of our exploration, we will delve into the transformative potential of ear ringing as a spiritual phenomenon. Here we focus on the profound personal transformations and awakenings that can arise from engaging deeply with this seemingly mundane experience. This segment is about recognizing ear ringing as a catalyst for spiritual growth and an invitation to expand our consciousness. Through our previous discussions, we've learned to notice, interpret, and engage with ear ringing actively. Now, let's consider the broader implications of these interactions. When we begin to see ear ringing not just as a physical anomaly but as a spiritual signal, it invites us to expand our understanding of reality itself. What does it mean for our perception of the world if we acknowledge that the universe communicates with us in such subtle and intimate ways? One significant aspect of this journey is the realization that we are part of a larger cosmos that is interconnected and communicative. The idea that the universe can speak to us through signs and symbols like ear ringing suggests a much more dynamic interaction with the world around us than we typically acknowledge. How might this shift in perception affect your understanding of your place in the universe? Moreover, these experiences can be powerful moments of awakening. They can prompt us to question our existing beliefs and open us to new spiritual dimensions. For instance, if you consistently notice a pattern in the occurrence and timing of ear ringing, this might lead you to explore aspects of synchronicity and the interplay of fate and free will. How do you reconcile these moments of coincidence with your broader spiritual or philosophical beliefs? This journey of exploration and interpretation also fosters a deeper sense of mindfulness and presence. By paying attention to the nuances of our sensory experiences and their possible meanings, we cultivate a habit of living more fully in the present moment. This mindfulness can permeate other areas of our life, enhancing our overall sense of well-being and connectedness. Can you see how a simple act of noticing can transform your everyday experience? Furthermore, this process can lead to a more profound spiritual resilience. Understanding that there are layers of communication happening beyond our ordinary senses empowers us to face life's challenges with a different perspective. It teaches us to look for signs and to listen to the guidance that may come in various forms. How has recognizing and interpreting these signs changed your approach to life's challenges? As we conclude this journey into the spiritual meanings of ear ringing, it's important to remember that each person's experience is unique. What might be a profound spiritual revelation for one might not hold the same significance for another. The key is to remain open and curious, always ready to explore what these subtle messages might mean for you personally. Reflect on how this exploration has altered or affirmed your understanding of the spiritual dimensions of life. Are you more attentive to the subtle communications from the universe? How will you integrate these insights into your ongoing spiritual journey? Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into the spiritual meanings of ear ringing. May your continued exploration of this and other phenomena enrich your spiritual path and bring greater clarity and connection to your life. As we part ways in this discussion, remember always to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart and soul.